So I wanted to do a series looking at different ways we could do user interface in Unity. And in doing these user interfaces, it's nice to say, well, what could we do with the tools that we get with Unity, just as you get it out of the box, without having to add anything special or different like Playmaker or anything else. Because there's a lot you get with Mechanim and such that we could do a lot of animation, we can configure a lot of things. There's freedom to add images and background effects and things. And Unity's just getting better and better, particularly with 2D as well. So there's so much we can do. You have a choice. So for instance, if I take three styles that are, let's say, dominant in one field or another, then there's probably three main styles that we might talk about. And the first style I'm going to talk about here is a web-like experience, and that's something that people are experiencing these days quite often, whether it's on a mobile device or on a browser on a desktop. They're definitely going to have experienced a web type interaction. So if we say this is the first option or first style we're going to look at, what else could we do? Okay, so another thing is you might, if you look at 2D games and what's pretty common in games, so a second style, the 2D game style, is to have screen sets where you assume there's no scrolling and instead there's a hierarchy of menus. What's the next thing you could do in Unity? Well, given that Unity is a 3D environment, it's now increasingly it's also a good 2D development environment. But in a 3D setup, you can do something quite different. So in a third option, maybe looking at 3D narrative styled menus, an example of this being, say, Call of Duty Black Ops, particularly Black Ops 3, where they had things like the menu over on one side, with the heading and then the options, and then some sort of animated scene to the right of it. It really comes down to what kind of experience you want to create. But the great news is that a lot of this can be done just using Mechanim that's built into Unity. So you don't even have to get lots of add-ons to do this, right? This is something you can just build up. So this is what we're going to look at in this particular series.